Okay, thanks, Senator. And now, just before I ask the next speaker, I'd like to welcome the Athleague Active Retirement Group to the gallery. You're very welcome. So now I call on Senator Neil O'Donnell. You have 8 minutes.
Carla goes Ira as a Veiland, then she's brought those in play. Starul Tawata agus Santas Shaw in you. Carla, thank you, and thank you, Minister, for being with us here today for this debate. And just sitting here through it, I actually found it has been a very insightful and useful discussion, and I think it's actually representative of when this Seanad is at its best, when it has engagements and discussions like the one we're having today. And I think through us we can act, hopefully, as a forum for the rest of Ireland to have similar discussions and have similar shared experiences around learning and hearing the experiences of our transgender and non-binary citizens. So I think it has been a very positive event, but other contributors have already said it shouldn't just be that. We shouldn't just be coming into this House to pay lip service to the issue, and I don't believe for 1 second anyone is. I think probably two of the most positive discussions I've witnessed in my short time in this Seanad has been not just today, but also recently when we debated the bill to reduce the voting age for people in elections to be lowered to 16. While we didn't have our day on that particular occasion, I do nevertheless still believe it was a very worthwhile engagement and back and forward. And both of those, to be fair to him, and I note very graciously the remarks by Senator Norris, but both of those discussions are as a result of Senator Fintan Warfield coming in here, and he has been a champion since entering this chamber for the rights of children and young people, for the rights of LGBT people, and therefore as a result has simply been a champion for the rights of people. And I think if we aren't champions for the rights of people in this Seanad, then we should consider what the purpose of our role here is. So that has been greatly manifested by Fintan throwing down the challenge and throwing down the gauntlet to us, and indeed on this occasion very willingly accepted, lifted and run with. I, like other members, was voting in the chamber yesterday and wasn't able to get for what I understand was a very powerful event yesterday in the AV room to discuss and brief senators on this issue. So I thank the representatives from the various organisations who aren't just in the gallery but are also watching online for affording us the opportunity to hear those real lived experiences as we move forward with this bill. And I hope we are able to move forward, as my colleague Senator Kelleher said, without any undue delay or frustration of this important piece of legislation. And it's not just important. Senator Boynan used a really, I think, a powerful word when he talked about authenticity, about the purpose of this bill being about the authentic identity and life of the people it hopes to impact upon. And I share the sentiment expressed by Victor. For me, this bill and this legislation also has the opportunity to be transformative. And I say that with a deep sense of appreciation for what we can do in this Seanad, what we can do as legislators and what we can do as an Oireachtas. Because I don't, as I say, I don't say it to be glib. I come in to this institution, like others, to try and be transformative, to try and live up to the challenge and the needs of citizens out there, regardless of who they are. So for me, while it has been outlined extensively and in a much better way than I could ever hope to, the experience, not just in the past, but the current live, present experience of transgender and non-binary people out there isn't always positive. I do think we should try and be positive today. I do think we should try and look at this legislation as a transformative way to send a message to those citizens to say that they are cherished, that they are appreciated, that we are working with them, thinking of them, and trying to improve their quality of life, and indeed to their families and to the people who love them and who they love deeply in return. So that's the purpose of today. So as I came in, and as Fintan spoke to our team about this bill, for me it was a no-brainer. It had to be moved, and it has to be moved. And for me, the bedrock of my political ideology, the bedrock of what I do when I enter this institution, whether I entered Belfast City Hall in a previous life, whether I enter a community centre, a meeting with businesses, or a meeting with whoever it may be, the bedrock of my political life is the proclamation. And that proclamation says very clearly, the Republic guarantees religious and civil liberty, equal rights and equal opportunities to all of its citizens, and declares its resolve to pursue the happiness and prosperity of the whole nation and all of its parts, cherishing all the children of the nation equally. Sometimes that's in danger of losing its impact. Sometimes we repeat that ad nauseum, but we should never forget the impact and the powerfulness of those words and what they are about. We're not there yet, but today is about hopefully moving us to a position where we do get to that realisation and the implementation of those words becoming a reality. Because those words, to me, aren't qualified. They don't say we want religious and civil liberty and equal rights and equal opportunities for A, B, C or D. They say it for all. So if we're serious about that, if we're serious about realising those words and making them a reality for people out there right across the board, today is part and parcel of that journey. So I think we're on the right track. I think we've put our best foot forward, but we need to then put the next foot ahead. So with the support of members and indeed, Minister, with your own leadership on this issue, I'm sure we can do it. So, Garacade,
Okay, thanks, Senator.